Suzu is the most interesting room ever.
Yep. If you can name any of the things in Suzu's background, list it in the comments below and we'll make an annotation describing it.
So, for those who didn't watch the WoW version of the show, I suppose I should introduce myself. I'm Suzu Shiro, the resident motherfucking pro healing priest from Big Crits the World of Warcraft Guild, and resident comic relief character of Big Crits the World of Warcraft show. And before any of you fucking YouTube commenters asks, number one, yes, I am a straight male. Number two, yes, I am a fat, balding virgin. And number three, I do not wear lipstick. This is just how my lips are. I don't know what the fuck either. So anyways, while my Star Wars The Old Republic experience is limited to getting my operative to max level, finishing the story, and then just my interest kind of fizzled out, Basic, aka Tolby, aka Bad Sex, aka that fucking Canadian, requested that I make videos for the Star Wars show, updating what's going on in the World of Warcraft Guild. And so I'm making this video. And if you guys are lucky, maybe I'll make more videos. So anyways, I'd like to start with going back over the aforementioned WoW versus Star Wars drama that the guild dealt with about a month or so ago. Long story short, I think it was fucking stupid. Because, I mean, here's the thing. I'm one of those guys in the guild who pretty much just logs on for raids, and then when raids are done, logs off. I mean, I spend a lot of the times on the forums when I'm supposed to be working. I think I pull my weight during raids, and also pull my weight as an officer. But still, I don't really, I only sporadically got into, like, alt runs, or GDKP runs, or, you know, the extracurricular activities that some of us do within the game. And, I mean, honestly, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think that as long as you're doing what you can to pull your weight and do as well as you can do in the 12 hours a week that our guild raids, it doesn't fucking matter what you do during the other 156 hours of the week. And I think the two main reasons why Star Wars created so much drama within the WoW side of the guild was that, number one, the Star Wars people were very visible about their playing of Star Wars because they talked about it on the guild forums. They had their own little mumble channel for playing Star Wars, and they would talk about it a lot during raids. And number two is the fact that I think the people who really got into raiding in Star Wars were the ones who would really get into the aforementioned extracurricular activities within World of Warcraft. You know, they were the ones who would always go to alt runs or do the GDKP runs and shit like that. And so when they started spending their off nights doing things other than WoW, it was much more visible than, say, when I spent my off nights from WoW playing Atelier Rorana or Katawa Shoujo or Final Fantasy 13 too, you know? I mean, I didn't really advertise that I was doing that on my Friday, Saturday, Sundays. And I think that was what really caused the drama. And I mean, yeah, I think that, honestly, Basic maybe reacted a little more emotionally than he should have, as in he got a little more pissy about it than he should have when Snozberries and some of the other people called them out on maybe devoting a little too much to WoW, to Star Wars, I mean, that I thought was necessary. But still, though, honestly, I was, when all was said and done, and Basic just said, fuck it, I'm quitting WoW completely, I was kind of pissed at the people who got on his ass about playing Star Wars. And as far as more current matters goes, the big thing that's fucked the WoW side of the guild lately is that Stony Baby just completely fucking quit raiding in World of Warcraft. And while he's still technically the GM, I mean, he obviously hasn't been there much lately. And I think that's really hurt us, on top of the fact that we've lost a lot of people to Star Wars, as we've mentioned before. A couple of people just straight up quit for Star Wars, like Basic. And then we have another couple of people who raided in both games, but then real life made them unable to raid in WoW, but still raid in Star Wars. But, I mean, long story short, the attendance boss has been fucking us pretty goddamned hard lately. I mean, to the point where, for the first first time in a very long time, we've had nights where we just straight up said, okay, we don't have enough people to do this, so we're just calling raid. Or if it's on Thursday, they're just clearing out the rest of the engines on normal and calling raid at like 9:30. And I mean, yeah, it's a lot worse because the boss that we're on right now is Spine of Deathwing Heroic, which that's really the sort of fight where if you can't bring a full fucking raid and your fucking A game to the fight, you really might as well just not bother pulling the fucking boss. So honestly, I'm for the first time in the 2 years that this guild has existed, because I've been here pretty much since day one. For the first time in the 2 years of this guild, I'm genuinely worried that the main raid team is going to just completely break up over the bullshit we've had lately. Just because we have a leadership vacuum. I mean, Stony, like, don't ever. This is just between me and the hundreds, if not thousands, of people who watch this video. But don't ever tell Stony that I said good things about him. But Stony is a good leader. He's a great fucking leader. He's not the best at playing WoW. He's not the best at, knowing things about WoW or understanding things about WoW, but he's a good leader, when there's drama bullshit going on, he's good at dealing with that. When someone's got to sit a dude down and say, hey, you're sucking, get better or we'll replace you. That's the sort of thing Stoney's really good with. And, I mean, without him, those are pretty big shoes to fill. I mean, Basic, back when Stoney was having, as I would call it, a midlife crisis when we were progressing on Rag, Basic was kind of the de facto leader, and he did pretty well. But now he's fucking gone. So now the officers are just me, Burble, and Sark. I mean, Burble's, kind of become the de facto leader, and he's okay with it, but he's not nearly at the Stony or even Basic level as far as being the fucking leader goes. And I mean, Sark and I, we contribute pretty well as officers, but we're not really leader material, if that makes sense. And so, yeah, I mean, between attendance boss and leadership vacuum, I'm honestly kind of worried that in another month or two there might not be a main big crits progression raid team anymore. I mean, the guild will live on because the guild has just become this massive multi-game, multi-raid team monster. I think the guild as a whole will live on, but the main progression raid team that I've been a part of might not. And I mean, honestly, I wouldn't, if that happened, if the main raid team broke up, I wouldn't really hold it against Stony or Basic or any of them. I mean, it's not their fault that no one can fill those shoes. Man, I did this all in one fucking take. I never do that. Must be the fucking booze I've been having today. I should make videos while drunk more often.